Hi there. This is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
Yeah, this is Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Maynard. Welcome.
And tonight I'm going to talk about panic, glee, denial, or X. What's your reaction to the coronavirus? And I'm asking you to join the conversation. So before I open this up and start sharing the comments and talking about my responses to comments and so on, I want to tell you that the first thing that I've noticed, I want to talk a little bit about different reactions, panic, lead, denial, or X. I'm X, by the way, about the coronavirus. And the first thing, of course, that I noticed is that it's all about me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even if it doesn't look like it's about me, it is about me. It's just amazing how much everything is about me. So Elizabeth said, hello. All right. So first of all, James, why don't you ask me how I feel about what's my reaction to the
Okay,
coronavirus?
what's your reaction to the coronavirus?
Well, I'm pissed.
Ooh.
And here's
Did you care to
Tracy.
elaborate?
Yes, Tracy says hello. By the way, I want to tell you guys that I'm going to do this in a kind of a joking way. Not that I think that it's not serious, but we need a little levity to be able to face things, and I think you'll find some of this pretty laughable. So, I have been housebound since 1983. Judah said, "Hi, Beth, and hi, James. Oh, good. I'm so glad you're here because we want your reaction too. I'm going to talk first, and then I want people to talk about their reaction to the coronavirus." So I've been out. So I have hardly left the house since 1983. Now, all of a sudden, I'm leaving the house, and there's the goddamn coronavirus, right? I couldn't have left the house when there was no coronavirus. No. So, for example, on Monday, we planned this.
Sunday or Monday?
No, Monday.
Okay.
I'm going to have surgery, eye surgery, and I have 3 surgeries coming up. It's like, oh man, I don't want to be in a medical facility. There are sick people there, and I mean, this is certainly a surgery center, and then last Sunday, which was yesterday, Amy said, "Hi, Beth and James. Looking forward to hearing some levity. You are going to get it." So yesterday, I performed for the first time ever at a church service in town in Eugene. And half the audience was missing, probably because they were all scared of the coronavirus, except for the possibility that they got mixed up with daylight saving time. Now, the nerve of people staying away when I'm performing somewhere on the piano. I play the piano every Thursday night, Dreams of Peace.
You must have been disappointed.
I was, well, actually, I managed to keep myself laughing about it, right? But now, another performance and a mini concert are coming up in late April. Here's Karen. Hi, Beth and James.
Hi, Karen.
Lots of hearts. Hi to you, honey. So I'm going to have a performance at a mini concert in late April. Do you think that this coronavirus will be over by then? No, people are going to stay away in droves. If they stayed away yesterday, we don't even have any cases in Eugene yet we know about. What are they going to do at the end of April? And then we're having a retreat up here at our house live in person, May 30th, 31st. We only do that twice a year. I mean, is this fair?
Very inconvenient.
People are not going to want to get on planes, so they're not going to want to come. Now, they should come here because we're not going to have a lot of people, right? But here comes the denial, of course, because I've decided that there isn't going to be the coronavirus by May 30th, right? So this is inconvenient for me and for my life. I'm very pissed. Okay, so now let's take a look at panic. All right. Who can identify with panic? I'm not even going to go into the panic at great length. Everybody knows about the panic. Oh, the economy is tanking. My career is going to go down the drain. My health, my mother is going to die. I might die. It's all about me. Did you notice that? It's about me. Now, I am concerned about those poor people in Italy and China, but hey, I've seen lots of things going on around the world that I didn't get panicked about, no, because it wasn't going to impinge upon me. Now, here's a fun part, right? Glee. Who the hell is gleeful about the coronavirus? All right, are you ready for this? I hope so. School's going to be out. Yay! I don't have to finish the assignment. Can you imagine somebody saying, Oh, Samantha says, I live in the Netherlands and there are 52 cases nearby. My family are on high alert. Yikes. See, that's
Mm.
panic, right? High alert. And
Mhm.
especially if you're old. By the way, I am really one of those people who could die from it. They say that young people tend to like live through this pretty well. But the really high risk cases are people
The
like me,
elderly.
elderly people, and sick people. I'm sick. I have underlying
Sick and elderly.
sick and elderly. But see, I can't, I haven't got time to be upset and panic because I'm too pissed because this is getting in the way of my life. So anyway, so I'm back to Glee. So school's going to be out. I don't have to finish the assignment. How about this one? This is going to bring Trump down. Finally, the Teflon president scratches.
So how do you figure that?
Well, because he looks so incompetent. He is incompetent. Maybe somebody is actually going to notice that he's incompetent. So, okay, Samantha says, yes, my dad has a heart condition. We really do not want to take any risk. I don't blame you, Samantha. My heart goes out to you. I'm laughing about this, but I really understand that, people in your situation are have a very good reason to panic. We just have to bring ourselves into peace about it. The way I look at it for myself is if it's my time, I'm going to go, even if there is no coronavirus. And if it isn't my time, I'm not going to go, even if there is a coronavirus. So that's just how I rationalize things. And Todd says, hi, Beth and James. Hi,
Hi,
Todd.
Todd.
So let me come back to the Glee, right? So in fact, tell us something, that thing about dismantling the SARS virus.
Yes. At the end of the Obama administration, there still existed in the White House an office dedicated to combating diseases. And they
Like
had
this.
like this because this was combating the SARS virus coming out of China. And it just so happens that the coronavirus is related to the SARS virus.
Right.
And we would have been way better prepared
See, but
for
because
this had the Trump administration not abolished that program.
yes, exactly. So that's a very good point. That's one of the things that makes the Teflon president scratch. And Samantha said, I have noticed that when you take precautions, the panic goes away. That is an extremely important point.
Yeah.
It's like take action. And if you take action, then you at least know that you have done what you can. And that's a really important point that you're making. So I'm continuing, though, on this Glee part. Another reason for Glee, this is a break from the nonstop political coverage. Oh my God, there's something else on the front page other than Bernie did this or Kamala did that or whatever it is.
Or Biden did this.
Biden did that or Trump is this. So yes, there's always a reason to. Okay, here's another reason for Glee. Are you ready for this? This will show the inadequacy of healthcare coverage in the nation, and that will promote my agenda.
More healthcare. Got to have more healthcare.
And it's true. I mean, it's not even that these things aren't true, right? But I'm just bringing them to the surface, right? It is, our healthcare coverage is inadequate in this nation, and not to speak of how inadequately the government has addressed this issue and how many tests we don't have and so on. But then I can promote my agenda. We need universal health care or whatever. Judith said, my daily life is continuing as usual. Hold on, Judith. Let me come back to you in a minute. Oh, but you're already talking about how you're being impacted. My daily life is continuing as usual. I go where I want to. However, I would not go cruising or any place where the virus is raging. You see, and like Samantha's situation is her parents are living where that virus is raging. We have had outbreaks such as this before, and the world is still turning. And I agree with you, and if we eliminated most of the human population, the animals would be in glee. So there's another cause for glee. Oh my God, let's get.
Except for the pets.
And Amy
Maybe
says,
most of the pets. Anyway.
Finally, to show how poor healthcare is. Too bad it takes this situation, but there it is. Amy, that's so true. So that's the Glee camp, right? All right, now here's another cause for Glee. Wow, I wasn't ready for that competition. If it happened, of course, I surely would have won. Right? I can always say that. Oh yeah, I was totally ready. I mean,
America's Got Talent.
I mean,
Mainly me.
right. I was ready for the Olympics. Gee, if it hadn't been the fact that they eliminated the Olympics, I don't even know if there's an Olympics going on, but you know what I'm saying. And somebody whose name I can't pronounce because looks like it's Arabic says, "Good morning and good morning to you from Iraq." Yes, that must be Iraq. They're always having crises, right? I wouldn't want to be in their shoes. Anyway, you see that a lot of this Glee is about me, my agenda, my thoughts. Okay, now I just want to do denial, and then I want to see more from the audience. Viruses can't affect me. Why? Well, first of all, like Judith said, well, I'm not in an area where there is the virus until there is. And then you discover, then it's my neighborhood. But, I'm with you, Judith. I'm just going along, staying at home as usual. But I went out to this. I'm going to go to my own concerts regardless, right? Okay. Viruses can't affect me because I'm strong physically. I have a great immune system, right? Or I have a strong mind and mind over matter. I can just, vanquish the virus with my mind. I'm not in a high risk group, right? And God bless you, a lot of you aren't. And it will be over in time for the wedding.
No, there's a good
That's
case
denial,
of
right? It's all about me. So please, more sharing. Judith says, I'm happy to hear you're getting outside of your home every now and then. Me too, Judith. Am I going to let the fear of death get in the way? I don't know. Not at the moment. Maybe if it gets worse, you have to evaluate. You have to be somewhat sane about these things. So anyone else now? I've opened up the microphone.
Well,
What about you, James?
I'm in the X category.
Oh, okay.
I feel cautious. And so I'm going to try to refrain from hugging and shaking hands and just kind of bump elbows, basically, and to say, hey, how you doing?
Did you do that on Sunday?
I didn't do it yesterday, though.
See, we were bad. We went to the church. We were hugging everybody.
There was no report of any of the virus being in our locale.
Not until there is. Now, Samantha said, and I love this, see, she's getting into the spirit of humor. I am using my paranoia as power. That's right. She's going to be careful. She's going to be cautious. She's going to have precaution. I love that, Samantha. I really do. Judith said, please call me Judy. Oh, I will, Judy. I'm so glad. Judy. So, okay. Anybody else? Glee, panic, denial, pissed. What was yours?
Cautious.
Cautious. You're in the Samantha category. Okay. So I see another person has spoken. What is your question? Elizabeth is asking. Okay. Panic, Glee, denial, or X. What's your reaction to the coronavirus? Join the conversation. And Tracy said, I was initially in panic, but now I think I'm holding on to denial. It won't happen to me, or if it does, I'll survive. It's likely that you're right, because I happen to know Tracy, and she's young. So she probably will survive. I certainly hope so. So, but you just never know. I want all of our friends to.
Well, that sounds like the denial camp.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
Oh, yeah.
She was initially in panic, but she has substituted denial. I'm with you. I think that's a really good plan, but with a little bit of Samantha's caution in there, right?
There you go. Yeah,
okay, Elizabeth said, I feel even more cautious when someone around me if they cough or sneeze. That is very good. I want to tell you, I read something. Samantha, I finally have a reason to work out. Lots of laughs. This girl, despite the real threat in her family, because it's not happening to her directly, she is getting into the humor of this. I love that. We all need, I forgot to mention humor, right? I mean, whatever things we do, we always need humor. So I want to tell you that I read somewhere that there's this thing you can do to see if you had really bad virus and you should immediately go to the hospital. If it goes into your lungs and it turns into something, you're toast.
Mhm.
So what they said was, take a deep breath and hold it for 10 seconds. And after you hold it for 10 seconds, if you're not feeling pain or constriction or something, it's probably not in your lungs and you're probably going to be okay. Elizabeth said, I asked someone today to wear a mask when she said she was getting sick, though she felt defensive. I backed down when she said she wasn't coughing or sneezing yet. Ooh, Elizabeth, I was about to commend you for being so brave. And now I take that back because you backed down. I understand because we're in Eugene and it hasn't happened yet. But, it could be anybody. And people can carry this virus without anybody knowing it. So we're going to support you, Elizabeth.
Well, we were sitting near a guy who had just come back from Portland where there are several cases of the virus.
And he looked like hell.
And yeah, he was.
And when we got home, I had a sore throat. But, I know it wasn't. So I did the 10-second breath test. Judy, this is not related to your topic, but I must say you two seem so upbeat tonight, and you both are so darn cute. I so enjoy you.
Thank you, Judy.
Oh, we are upbeat,
Well, you got to stay buoyant as much as possible.
I'm going to share something insane with you also. One of my insane thoughts. When I was thinking, oh my God, climate change, and people said, don't move to the West Coast. It's going to fall into the sea. Don't do this. And, I have some kind of bizarre faith. I'm not a religious person, but I have a faith in, some kind of higher consciousness. I believe in that. And I try to connect to that higher consciousness whenever I can. And this is the topic that I heard that we were supposed to talk about tonight. But wait a minute, I was actually going to say something. Oh, yes. So when people said, don't move to the West Coast, there's earthquakes, there's this, there's that. And I said, how do I know that I am not going to be there when there is an earthquake or when there's terrible things and that I'm not supposed to be there to help people to get through it? And if it's not about me, then maybe I can embrace being where I am. I mean, I so admire the many medical people who have forever gone into these really scary places and have tried to help. And when it isn't about me, then I can actually focus on helping. So thank you, Judy. And Tracy said, I should add that the reason I am not panicking anymore is because of your wisdom, Beth. It was super helpful. Oh,
well,
thank you, Tracy. And so that's such a validation that I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be. And if I stop thinking about me, then I might be able to focus on helping. Amy said there are two parts. I'm supposed to be flying to York April 1 to see my mom, but I'm worried about being on a plane and then in a huge airport. Plus, my mom is 92 and lives in a large senior residence. I don't know if they'll even let someone from California come in. Then I roar, and that was the end of it. Boy, I can understand all of that worry, Amy. But, first decide whether or not you're going to go. And if you decide to go, laugh all the way to your mother. Maybe she's going to die, and you'll be there to help her. Who knows? Or maybe she won't. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like whatever decision you make about how you're going to handle this, try to keep your spirits up. Helen says, I love this. We are going from one extreme to the other. It's Armageddon or it's nothing. That's me. I can identify with that. I prefer the denial part. I really prefer, I become more sane when I'm in, when I stay with that. And that's what Tracy also said. So I don't want to go into it's nothing because we should take precautions, but it is so much better not to go into panic because that will deplete whatever resources we have. Tracy said, intuition training. Oh, she said, intuition training was super helpful. I didn't get what the it was. This was Tracy. I should add the reason I'm not panicking anymore is because of your wisdom, Beth. Intuition training was super helpful. I teach an intuition training class, and we're going to have a new one starting in April, uh, where I work with people on developing their intuition. So if you're interested, go to bethgreen.org and find out all about it. I don't have the dates yet.
Now, that's a really good survival skill, too, because I've noticed, and it's not always the case, but quite often when a person is intuitively guided to be in a certain place at a certain time, it tends to be the right place at the right time.
That's right. Even if you get the coronavirus, it's like you're meant to be there. Remember, if you're meant to, like I said, if you're meant to get the coronavirus, you'll get it no matter what you do. And if you're not meant to get it, you won't get it no matter what else is happening. It's just, I kind of have that view. Luann said, we only bought one package of toilet paper. Yay. So we must not be panicking, and most likely we're in denial. I love it. Don't we feel fun? Isn't this fun? Sharing with one another all of this craziness. Elizabeth says, I feel perturbed about the media not fully covering the situations, coronavirus cases. A lot of them are elderly in nursing homes, at least in Seattle. Well, I've read about that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what media you're watching, but I have seen over and over, they say it's, that so many of these were in nursing homes, in one nursing home. It's like it's the elderly and the sick are the most susceptible. I'm special. Judy said, I don't, but see, I've remembered, Judy. Next time, if I forget and I call you Judy, would you just remind me? Because, I have a granny's memory. I don't believe in putting yourself in harm's way, but there's a song I heard just today. Don't worry. Be happy. I love that song.
Yeah, we used to play it all the time.
Don't worry.
Be happy.
Be happy. I love that song. I love it. I love it. I need that song every day. Helen said, I want to be conscious about this. I read a detailed article that said people over 70 who have underlying illnesses are dying at a rate of 15%. So it's really nothing to mess with if you fall in that category. I know that.
Congratulations.
I can't mess with it, but I still have to follow my guidance as to what to do, and I will know whether or not I'm supposed to go play, in public in April or not. I'm not going to let my ego and my wanting to play get in the way of my guidance. But so I still believe in that. And yes, it's an alarming rate for those of us who are old. But that should at least give some comfort. Hey, this can feed the denial of the younger people. Because like Helen, you may be of the age, but you may not be of the illness. So that's really wonderful. And Samantha says, personally, I get panic attacks of denial. Oh, from denial, I think she meant. Acknowledgement helps me so much in every way, always. Because when you know and feel a certain way and you do not see that reflected around you, you feel crazy or alienated. Yeah, when you know. That is so true, Samantha. I have always seen that when I'm feeling something and everyone else is in denial, I go nuts. Because there is an incongruity between what I sense and what I hear. And I feel that whole way about our society, like, oh, the economy's great. Everything's great. Make America great again. Stuff makes me crazy. So I'm with you. I believe and I agree with Helen and you. Just acknowledging reality, I call it the magic of reality.
Mm-hmm.
There is a magic in reality that we can prepare ourselves emotionally and physically for what comes by being in the reality, not exaggerating or not minimizing. Amy said, this got sent too soon. I wanted to say also that part is fear that I could cause an outbreak in a whole residence of elderly people. But the gleeful part, believe it or not, is that since I took off 2 weeks from work, I'll have all this free time in April if I don't go to New York. There you go. Yet the gleeful part, a leave or not, the Glee, I'm not sure exactly. Relief or not. So I'm with you. So you've given yourself a vacation. So maybe it is too dangerous for you to go. And you can take time off from work without guilt. I love it. Helen said, right. I'm not worried about it for myself, honestly. And I agree with you about following our intuition. I'm worried about you, though. Oh, that's sweet. Well, you know, I have an aphorism. I wrote a book called God's Little Aphorisms. And one of the aphorisms is, don't worry today about something you could worry about tomorrow.
That's a good one. It's not here. It's not now.
I'm
Don't
showing,
worry.
I'm not showing any signs yet. And, you know, I'm sure at the moment that it happens, I would be really, pissed, right? Because I feel like, wait, people are for the first time in my life asking me to play the piano professionally, that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I didn't start it. I had stopped playing the piano when I was 15 and I started again at 73, right? And, I just got started and all of that. But maybe I'm going to go out in a puff of glory. Of what might have been, oh my goodness, Beth Green, if she'd only lived a few more years, she would have finally gotten to Carnegie Hall. So, what I want to say, I want to close with this. Amy said, my karma isn't working so well. I get it. We got it. Larby said, hello, dear. How are you? I hope you've watched this whole video and you'll know how I am. And Helen said, I love that aphorism. So let's keep that in mind. And this is how I think we should be closing because we're going on. But I've loved the audience participation today. It's great. Amy said, that's a great aphorism. A good kind of procrastination. Yes, it is. It's positive. Samantha, but there isn't there still hope? If we are cautious now, a vaccine may be ready in a year. Well, I want this damn thing to be over in a year, right? And there is a way to avoid risk, yes. So avoid the risk as much as you can, and then just walk be with whatever happens. I think the best antidote to the coronavirus that we have in our hands today is to live a good life. And by a good life, I mean a life of service and love and giving, so that any time the universe takes you away, you can feel, and I really am serious, I really want you to take this in, you can feel that you lived a good life, no matter how long or how short it is. So I would hate to leave the earth now because there's so many things I love. But if I did, and I don't think I will, but if I did, I would know that I gave my all and that I lived a good life. So that is my prescription for the coronavirus. Yes, be conscious, as people have said. Take precautions as you need to. Don't be consumed by fear. And recognize that no matter what happens, that we can feel satisfied with our lives if we have lived it well. And even if you feel like you haven't lived it well until this moment, live it well now. Getting away from the I, me, and into the we, and into the love. So that's my suggestion. I love you. I want to thank you so much for all the audience participation.
Thanks so much for coming. It's been great.
Thank you so much, Beth. Mwah. Bye-bye. You can still leave comments. I'll answer them later. Please share this program.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to hear this. Please, please, please share this.
And come back again. We'll be back on the air next Wednesday in 2 days.
That's
6:30 p.m. Pacific. But once again, we can talk about things.
Whatever I'm going to talk about on Wednesday. Okay. Bye-bye.